Those who talk don't know. Those who know don't talk. Life isn't a problem to be solved, but we treat it like one. We see existence as a constant struggle, something to figure out. For some, the question is, why does the universe exist? For others, it's, how am I going to survive today? Whether we're asking big cosmic questions or dealing with daily needs, it seems like life is full of problems. But here's a radical idea. Maybe what we're so worried about isn't even real. Maybe we're chasing ghosts, illusions. In science, many problems have been solved not by finding answers, but by realizing the questions never made sense in the first place. Take neurotic behavior. It's repetitive. People get stuck in the same patterns again and again, and nothing seems to fix it. This is exactly what Buddhists call samsara, the endless cycle of birth and death. We keep spinning in circles, trying to solve problems that aren't just hard, they're not real.
Some questions are simply absurd, like asking, why is a mouse when it spins? You can think about it forever. It'll never make sense. Buddhist teachings use images like the horns of a rabbit or the child of a barren woman, things that don't exist. And when we chase those kinds of questions, we go nowhere. What actually heals the mind is realizing the problem you were trying to solve wasn't real to begin with. Take one of the big illusions, the idea that we all have an instinct to survive. So many people treat life as a mission to survive, but even the drive to survive is another ghost. People say we make choices based on what brings us pleasure, but really, that's just saying we choose what we choose. How do we know what someone prefers? Because they chose it, that's all. When we describe what's happening clearly, we don't need hidden causes. The ghost disappears. For example, what's the evidence for a survival instinct? People stay alive until they don't. And when they die, where did that instinct go? Freud tried to solve that by inventing a death instinct, but that's just another made-up explanation. Things become much simpler if we just drop both of those ideas.
We often explain things by imagining a force behind them, like something mysterious is pushing us to act. But that usually just means we haven't described the situation clearly enough. We get hung up on the idea of stuff, things that do things. But that's just what the world seems like until we look closer. A distant galaxy looks like a star until we zoom in with a telescope and see it's a spiral. A piece of wood looks solid until we use a microscope and realize it's mostly empty space with buzzing particles.
So stuff is just a crude impression we get when we haven't looked deeply enough. When we do look closely, what we find isn't substance, it's pattern, movement, interaction. Philosophers Dewey and Bentley called this a transaction. You can't buy unless someone's selling. You can't eat unless there's something to eat. You can't know unless there's something to know. Everything exists in relation to everything else. A person, for example, isn't just a doctor. They might also be a parent, a citizen, a neighbor. We imagine there's a self behind all these roles, some core identity, but that's just another illusion. In truth, a person is the sum of their relationships. You can't separate them from their context. Every living thing could be seen as the behavior of its environment. But that doesn't mean it's being pushed around by the world. It is the world, just like everything else. We can't really divide things up into actors and actions, doers and victims. It's much more accurate and much simpler to just describe what's happening. And when we do that, the ghosts disappear. we begin to get a clearer view of life and maybe even a feeling for what it means to say that life is not a problem. Life isn't a struggle between me and the world. That whole idea is an illusion.